Hello, so I'm here to talk about the rubric and why I decided to give each student their answer. So, starting with Zara, with Make Sense and Perseverance, the first one I decided to give her a 3 because she correctly identifies the structure of the problem. She gave us 22 boxes with 10 pieces in each box plus her 4 extra ones. So, she completed the problem accurately and she shows that 22 times 10 equals 220, and she added her four ones, which gave her the correct solution. For attention to precision, I also gave her a 3 because her calculation was correct and her final answer was correct. But her work shows just grade level precision. She doesn't really go beyond the expected level. So she used her tens and she put her tens where they're supposed to be. She literally did everything that the problem was asking her. She even added all her tens down at the bottom. For reasoning and explaining, I actually gave her 4 because she showed the entire process. She added all her tens together. She showed us a model. She even said 22 tens plus 4 ones. So she used her words in some sense, and she justifies why everything makes sense. For models and tools, I actually gave her 3 because she uses a visual of the boxes and she connects it to the equation. And the model supports a solution, but she doesn't really furthermore explain why her model is correct. So going to JC, I gave him pretty much tools all around. So with Make Sense and Perseverance, I gave him a 2 because he attempts the problem and he uses a strategy. He used a similar strategy to Zara where he had all his base tens blocks and he groups them together. But I guess he just forgot his 4 ones, so his work was not accurate. It wasn't correct. So it shows partial understanding of the situation, but not full understanding of the word problem. For attention to precision, I also gave him a 2 because once again his calculations, he had errors in his work, and his grouping was precise, but it got a little confusing. So he really doesn't justify why his problem is correct. For reasoning and explaining, I actually gave him a 3 because he used the model and he even showed like what numbers he grouped together, but his answer wasn't correct. In models and tools, I gave him a 2 because he attempts to draw a model, but his model was not applied effectively enough because he forgot his 4 ones. So maybe rereading the problem and like actually visually writing them out would have helped him more. He needs more support with connecting the model to the equation. So with Priscilla, she showed above grade level understanding, but based on the rubric with Make Sense and Perseverance, I gave her a 3 because she arrives to the correct answer, showing she understands the problem, and she completed the task, but she didn't really go beyond that. She had a very simple uh, problem. She grouped all her tens together and she made the hundreds, but she doesn't really explain furthermore. Attention to precision. I actually gave her a 4 for this. I gave her a 4 because it says on the 4 column of above grade level understanding, and based on her very simple, very simple model, I believe she used mental math when it came to this reasoning. So, especially when she grouped them, because she understood that 10 times 10 equal 100. But other than that, I feel like she deserves a 4. For recent explaining, she gets a 2 because just because it was above grade level, she doesn't explain her thinking at all. She doesn't use any problem. She used the model, but she didn't really explain how she got to that model. You just see 200 blocks, 2 tens, and 4 ones. She doesn't explain that 100 plus 100 equals 200, nothing like Zara or JC did. So there's very little evidence showing why she reasoned through the problem. And also with models and tools, I gave her a 2 because her model is, I would like to say it's incomplete because she just kind of put 200 blocks right there and she leads to show how the model connects to 22 groups of 10 plus 4 extra pieces. But thank you so much.